Good morning. This is the video for Monday's lesson of reflection with coordinates. So last week we did some reflection across mirror lines, just with different points, and we've also done some work on coordinates. So we're going to combine those two things now and try and reflect with coordinates. Remember, reflection, you're flipping the shape over, not just moving it from one point to another. So just for instance, if we were to make this shape, so if we join actually let's undo that, let's do it with a line, that might be better. So if we were to do this shape here, you can see A, B and C make up a triangle, then you would flip that shape so the points across the mirror line here. So for instance, if we've got point A here, it's asking you to reflect it over the mirror line and call it point D. So remember, we always, I always count from the mirror line so we know how many squares to do. So from here it's 1, 2. So from there you do 1, 2. So there should be a point here. That one's just 1 away, so that's where C would go. And this one is 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4 would be there. So it's flipped rather than just moved. So we could, for instance, oh dear, that's not right, is it? We could move the whole shape. That's translation, which we're going to come to next week, in the next lesson. But we're just flipping the shapes because it's reflection. So it just feels asking you to fill in the coordinates here. Then we move on to question 2. Same thing again, except we're using a horizontal line instead of a vertical line. So again, we're joining this shape to make a trapezium, and then we are then flipping it and reflecting it into this part of the quadrant here across the mirror line, and it's asking for what the coordinates of J, K, L and M were before and what they are after, and do you notice anything different about those. Then we move on to again something similar. So we've got the rectangle here, and remember that we are flipping the shape. So we're not just moving that down to there and calling this one W. We are flipping it over. So that W was 1, 2, 3, 4 away from the mirror line. So remember, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can fill out the rest. And it says, what do you notice about the coordinates? Here we're working in the, it's got a bit more difficult because we're working in one quadrant, but there are 2 mirror lines in that quadrant. So it's asking you to draw a pentagon, which is these shapes. So I'll just put in those points. So you've got 2, 10. So you've got a point there, that's where P is. Q is 8, 10. So that would be there. R is 2, 8. So you've got there. S is 8, 8. And then T is 4, 6. So we've got this kind of shape here. So that's this is the object once you've put all that in, pentagon A. Then it's asking you to reflect into the horizontal mirror line, so that's over to here. So you've got to reflect that shape into this bit here. That's called image B. Then you want to reflect the object in the vertical mirror line and label that as C. So this is the object they're talking about. So you're reflecting it across the vertical line into this part of the quadrant here. And then it's asking you to complete the table with the coordinates. I hope they've helped. And tomorrow we'll look at translation, I believe. Yeah, translation. Okay, I hope you have a really good Monday. I'm going to be in school this week, so if you need me, I might be harder to reach, but I will try and get to you as soon as I can. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.